Hi, my name is Dan Gordon from the BigTime group. Thanks so much for coming out today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, oh no, damn it, I brought the wrong presentation. Oh, well, we'll just have to make do. So actually, I called this presentation, Let's Double the Success of Your Business. And the reason I call it that is because calling it something like the ins and outs of marketing would be really boring. So right off the bat, I want to capture your imagination, capture your interest. And that's key in approaching your target audience. We'll be talking about that quite a bit a little later. By the way, you don't have to take any notes. I will have a downloadable PDF that I can send you. So let's start with an easy question. What is marketing? What does marketing mean? Is marketing advertising? Is it social media? Is it blogging? Is it a brochure? Is it a video? What part of this is marketing? Well, the short answer is yes. Marketing is all these things because you are marketing your business in every interaction that you have with the public. So when you make a brochure or a blog or a video or you post something in social media, you are marketing your business because you are having an interaction with the public that reflects back to your business. Marketing is the way you answer your telephone, the clothes that you wear, everything you do that talks about your business is marketing. So let's talk a little bit about you and your competition. Marketing is choice. Let me explain what that means. When you decide between Heinz and Hunt's, it's a choice. When you decide between Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima, you're making a choice. Between Nike and Adidas, a choice. Between Apple and Windows, all these are marketing choices. And that's what we're looking at when it comes to marketing, is directing the choice of your potential customers. So there's you, and then there's your competition. And you want people to make the choice of working with you and not them. Now, the number one mistake that you're making in your marketing right now, and I know that you're making it because everybody is making this same mistake, and that comes from the way that you look at your business. Let's say that you invented this new egg beater that you call the Egg Annihilator. And this thing is a revolution in egg beater technology. And you want to talk about all the cool parts of the Egg Annihilator. And you're sure that once you get people excited, they'll make the natural choice to buy it. The problem is, here's your focus on the product in blue, and here's your focus on the product users in red. You aren't actually thinking about the product users. Now let's take a look at the way marketing looks at your business. So first thing that you notice, we still have the Egg Annihilator, but it's a lot smaller. And what we've done is now we're talking about what's most important to the public, a delicious omelet. And what we're saying is, wow, with this new product, you can have these great omelets on your table in under 3 minutes. Now, here's the focus on the product users in blue, and here's the focus on the product. You have to remember that at every moment of the day, your potential customers are asking themselves, what's in it for me? Think of it this way. Harley-Davidson doesn't sell their product based on the features of their product, right? They don't talk about the gas mileage. They don't talk about the longevity of the product. So they don't do it this way, and neither should you. How do they sell their product? They sell their product based on relationships. Harley-Davidson has a marketing culture that's so strong that they've influenced people who typically dislike corporations to tattoo a corporate logo on their body. Which really, when you think about it, isn't a whole lot different than this. Let me give you an example of how a marketing plan is created. So Bob has this tire store, and he has this new tire called the Avid, and he's in love with this tire, right? Because Bob is all about tires. And this thing has a 4-time bead wrap. It has a triple extrusion process. It has dense side, it has the whole thing. And so Bob's so excited about this, and what happens? Bob has a warehouse full of Avid tires that he can't sell. So he comes to me and says, Dan, how do I get people to buy my tires? What's the magic thing I have to do? And I say, Bob, it's not that simple. Because truly marketing is about going on an investigation. So we have to ask, who buys more tires, men or women? Well, men do, right? And who buys more tires, single men or family men? Well, family men do. And why do family men buy more tires? Simple. They own more cars, and they have kids that need to be driven to activities. That's more time on the road, that's more wear and tear on their tires. Now, what's most important to family men? It's the safety of their wife and children. So here we have a profile of our customer. Men with families because they own more cars and they drive more often, and they're most concerned about protecting the safety of their families. Now, when you think about it, looking at the way that Bob was promoting his tires has nothing to do with what's most important to his target audience. So I'm going to approach this a completely different way. I'm going to say the new Avid tire, the best tire on the road for the safety of your family, sold exclusively at Bob's. And now we have a completely different marketing strategy. And I know this is going to work because you never want to try to educate your customers about what's most important to you. Instead, go to where they are, turn around, and look back at your business from their point of view. What's most important to my customers? That's what I want to talk about. How do your potential customers make choices? Is it based on good pricing? Is it about discounts? Is it about savings? No, no, and no. If all of customer choices were based on these things, then premium items like expensive cars, watches, and purses would never get sold. The way that people make choices is based on value. So we want to think, what's the most unique way in which I offer value to my customers? The Rolex company doesn't sell watches to tell time. The Rolex company sells watches to allow people to make a statement about who they are without having to open their mouth. So let me give you an example of getting marketing wrong.
I think I deserve a raise.
You're a hard worker, and I'd like to give you a raise, but the alley just ain't doing enough business to pay that kind of money.
How about if I triple the business? Then could I get a raise?
Well, yeah, but...
Of course! Bowling! Bowling there! Come bowl now! Get your bowling! Who's ready? Bowling!
Let's examine Homer's marketing strategy. What was he trying to accomplish with the shotgun? He was trying to do what? He was trying to get people's attention. And what was Homer's marketing message? Bowling. So Homer demonstrated the two big mistakes that people make in their marketing. Mistake one is they try to sell based on the technical details of what they do. That's Homer yelling bowling. Two is people are sure that doing something unique is the key to generating sales, like shooting a shotgun in the air. That's not enough. So let me give you an example of getting marketing right.
Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine.
So interestingly enough, Apple chose to not answer some key questions in their ad. They didn't answer, does the iPod have good sound quality? How long does the battery last? How many songs does it hold? Is it easy to operate? Will it even work if I drop it? And the biggest thing that they didn't do in their commercial, they didn't answer the question of what does the product look like? The very best, they gave like a little outline of it. So why did that work? Because Apple wasn't selling an MP3 player. Apple was selling the idea that music is joyful. So they marketed the iPod as a joy delivery device. Apple's unique understanding of marketing prevented the iPod from being just another MP3 player. And you got to remember that at the time, the iPod wasn't the only MP3 player out there. There were a lot of them. It wasn't a thing until the iPod came out. So let's build your marketing plan in 5 easy steps. Building your marketing plan, part 1, finding your best customer. And your best customer is your most important business relationship. Let's look at the definition of your best customer. That's the customer who provides you with the greatest satisfaction. Now we also call that your target market. Now the opposite of your best customer is a royal pain in the ass. Now when you think about it, you spend a lot of time in your business. You know how much you enjoy working with the customers that really appreciate what you do. So going for your best customer is really about you enjoying your time in your business more and creating more satisfaction from the people who buy from you. So let me give you a quick hint about your best customer. The description of your best customer does not start with anyone who. In other words, if you're a dentist, you don't want to say, my best customer is anyone who has teeth. If you're an auto mechanic, you don't want to say, my best customer is anyone who has a car. If you're in IT, you don't want to say, my best customer is anyone who has a computer. Well, why not? The problem with that is trying to describe your target audience as anyone who is like trying to reach this. How do you create a message that this wide swath of people are all going to be inspired by? The truth is you can't. You want to ask yourself, who do I enjoy working with most? And what attracts those people to my business? Why do they choose me over my competition? What do I provide them with that no one else can? Where do those type of people hang out, both physically and online? Really, pursuing your target market is less about trying to reach everybody and narrowing it down so you reach fewer and fewer people. So the essence of it is you are like a laser beam targeting just the people that are most interested in working with you. Think about it this way. It's like a restaurant that says, we serve everything and it's all delicious, from deli food to Chinese to barbecue to Italian. Well, that place would be out of business in a day. Building your marketing plan, part 2. This is all about empathy. You want to inspire confidence in your best customers by understanding their wants, their needs, and their struggles. What are the real problems that you solve? Now this is obvious answers versus deeper truths. So ask yourself, what are my customers struggling with the most? What are the specific pain points they have? How have they been disappointed by similar services in the past? Now we're going to go through each of these. Here we are making a deeper investigation. So the obvious answer about what are my customers struggling with the most when it comes to a restaurant, I might think the obvious answer is, well, they're struggling because they want good food. But when we go on a deeper investigation, what we'll probably find is that what my customers are really thinking is, on the one night a week, maybe one night a month, that we get to go out to dinner, we want to feel completely relaxed and taken care of. The reason people are going to a restaurant isn't just for the food, but for the emotional experience of it. Number 2, what are the specific pain points they have? So plumber. The obvious answer is, the pain point is, we want our toilet to work. Who doesn't want their toilet to work? But the deeper truth is, our lives become chaotic when something simple stops working. Now the kids can't get to school on time. Now the dad can't finish up in the bathroom because the kids have to shower. So as a plumber, I want to approach people not just, hey, I can fix your toilet, but I want to approach people talking about, I get it, what it's like when something stops working in your plumbing, and I want to make sure that your household runs smoothly. No pun intended. Number 3, how have they been disappointed by similar services in the past? Well, if it's IT, the obvious answer is the technician didn't fix the problem. But if we go to a deeper truth, is because the technician didn't spend the time with me to make sure he understood the problem before he started working on it. So if I'm in IT services, I'm going to approach my customers and say, hey, know what? When we come in, we're going to sit down with you. And we're not only going to find out exactly what's wrong, but we're going to do a 5-point check on all your computers just to see if there's anything else that could potentially go wrong, because we're going to fix it that day. In that way, what they're feeling is how much my IT service is dedicated to their needs. Let's move to building your marketing plan, part 3, the brand. Now this is the personality of your business. So Bob comes to me and says, Dan, I'm opening a cupcake store. I want to get customers. How do I get customers? So I'm going to say to him, Bob, what kind of cupcake store is this? All right. Is this Bob Cupcakes, the craziest cupcakes in the universe? We're going to have like pictures of spacecraft and alien landscapes painted on the wall? Or is it going to be more like Bob's Cupcakes, the cupcakes that feed your soul? It's going to all be colored in earth tones, and we'll have open mic night where kids are playing guitar and singing spiritual songs. Or is it going to be Bob's Cupcakes, fattening, decadent, and delicious, where we're going to fly in the face of the whole health revolution and we're going to say, hey, the more caloric our cupcakes are, the better they are. Now notice we have 3 different personalities, 3 different brands with the same product. And also notice that the person who likes the craziest cupcakes in the universe would not be attracted to the cupcakes that feed your soul. And clearly the people who like cupcakes that feed your soul would not want to go to fattening, decadent, and delicious. What are we doing here? We're segmenting our market. So Bob says, you know what? I'm into Star Trek. I want the craziest cupcakes in the universe. Yeah, that really fits my personality. So every type of marketing I do for Bob is going to be generated from that brand, from his direct mail to brochure, to his website, to if he goes out public speaking, to the clothes that the employees wear, and actually the type of employees that he hires. They're all going to fit this brand. And because of this, instead of buying cupcakes at Ralph where it's convenient, they're going to make a special trip to Bob's craziest cupcakes in the universe to have the experience of buying cupcakes at Bob's store. And that's why I say a business without a brand is like a person without a personality. We make our buying decisions based on the relationships we build with the things that we want. We are drawn to whatever feels right to us. When you appeal to someone on an emotional level, you aren't just getting an individual transaction, you're building a lifelong customer relationship. And this is the power of branding. Good brands help us feel connected to a business, like we have a personal relationship with them. This makes us want to buy their product, right? If I'm out motorcycle shopping, I might look at Hondas, I might look at Kawasaki's. But when it comes to Harley Davidson, I'm buying a completely different product. And I feel like I have a personal relationship with that brand. So how do you brand your business? Well, ask yourself, what's the feeling I want people to have about my business? Why is it important that my business exists? What does my business bring to the world that's unique? Why do I love what I do? All these things plug in to creating your brand. Let's go to Building Your Marketing Plan, Part 4, Networking Strategies. In networking strategies, you want to establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry. Networking is an essential part of any marketing effort, and so many people get it wrong. We've all seen this kind of guy in a networking event. He just goes around handing out his card with a shotgun approach, thinking that if he hands out enough business cards, certainly he's going to get somebody to call him. But it never works, because what he doesn't do is spend any time establishing a connection with someone. So in networking, you want to show your value by being a thought leader in your industry and use your skill set to support others. You want to say things like, can I make a suggestion? Here's what I know about X in your business. The mistake I see a lot of people making is X. This is all knowledge-based language. Then you want to ask the questions, who are you trying to meet? Let me see if I know anyone I can put you in front of. This is about being helpful. So notice that none of this is about self-promotion. What this is about is being friendly, knowledgeable, and helpful. A big mistake I see is what I call the business card boogie, where people pass their cards back and forth, back and forth, back and forth without really getting to know each other. So don't offer someone your business card ever. Instead, wait till you have first established a rapport and then ask for their card. Then they will likely want yours in return. The truth is, Mr. Rogers was wrong. Mr. Rogers told us all that we're the most important person in the whole wide world, and it's not true. So instead, don't open the conversation talking about yourself. Deflect. Just get them talking about them. Then hang on every word. While the other person is speaking, don't look around the room. Don't wait for your turn to talk. Maintain fierce eye contact. Develop a genuine interest in other people and let them feel it. Take note and make notes. After your conversation is over, don't just stick their business card in your pocket. Walk a few steps away and then write notes on the back that you can reference when you call or email them. Let's say that you sell auto insurance and you strike up a conversation with someone, and in that conversation he mentions that his son Jason is going to college in a week. right? What a great opportunity. So you want to jot that down on the back of the card, and then when you call or email him and you reference the son's name and you reference that you remember that the kid's going to college, and he's going to have a feeling that you genuinely care, and hopefully you do. Develop a lean in. Don't just give a clinical description of your business. Instead, talk about what you do in a way that inspires people's curiosity and fires up their imagination. For example, when someone asks me what I do in a networking event, I don't just say, I'm in marketing. What I say is, I'm a spiritual cab driver. And what happens? They lean in and say, well, what do you mean by that? And I give an answer like, well, I take your business from where it is to where it needs to be. Let's go to building your marketing plan, part 5, pulling it all together, your message. Getting people to listen by earning their attention. Not just talking so they won't walk away, but earning their attention. First, define your business message. Here's how you do it. Step 1, who is your best customer? Step 2, what's most important to them on a soul level? Step 3, what are their pain points? What are they struggling with? Step 4, define your brand, the personality of your business. Step 5, get out and talk to people about them. Network the right way. So let me give you an example. Let's go back to Bob's Tires. So step 1, who is your best customer? His target market. Well, we already determined that that's men with families, dads. Step 2, what's most important to them on a soul level? Keeping their kids safe when they're in the car. Step 3, what are their pain points? What are they struggling with? They're struggling with the fact that they can't guarantee the safety of their children at all times. Step 4, define your brand, the personality of your business. And this brand is we are the experts in automotive safety when it comes to protecting families on the road. And that allows me to turn this store into this store. Now we've established a business where a certain segment of the population feels uniquely served. Let's talk about best marketing practices for you. You want to make your marketing a thoughtful and in-depth expression of your business. You want it to be an analysis of how your target market perceives you. Your marketing is a single idea that is expressed along all forms of media. One single idea, an unbroken chain. And your marketing is driven by a brand, a personality that a culture of customers can relate to. Let me give you one piece of warning. There's a lot of marketing companies out there that do what I call push button marketing. They make a lot of promises. They say, hey, we can deliver 10,000 people to your website. We can send out a direct mail piece that's going to reach 50,000 people. What they're doing is they're trying to play a numbers game. But none of that has anything to do with establishing your brand. They're going to try to push your business based on the technical details, the things that we now know don't work. Be very cautious of push button marketing companies. To get your free PDF of all the information in this presentation, just opt in at www.bigtimeclient.com. Now, if you would like to work with me, there are 2 special offers I'm making for marketing consultation just for people who attend my presentations. When you go to the site, there will be 2 options. There's a starter package and a premium package. In the starter package, you get 3 strategy sessions with me that include brand building, closing strategies, that's sales, personal promotion, and I'll take you through my marketing action planner, that's $577. If you want to go with the premium pack, that's 5 strategy sessions that includes everything in the starter pack, plus networking strategies, social media strategies. I review your website. We work on your 10-second, 30-second, and 2-minute pitches. Plus, I'll throw in an extra bonus session, so that's 6 sessions total for $777. If you're interested in that, just click one of the 2 yes buttons and you're in. If you don't want that, that's totally fine. Just put in your name and email address and click submit, and then I will send you the notes for this presentation. Again, that's BigTimeClient.com. Great. So thank you so much for your time. It's been terrific talking with all of you. I hope I've been helpful. Once again, my name is Dan Gordon. My company is the Big Time Group. Thank you again for having me.